my chapter breakdown, I have chapter 13.2, and it is methods of delivery. So there's 4 different types of ways to deliver a speech: manuscript, memorize, impromptu, and extemporaneous. So let's start off with manuscript speaking. So basically, manuscript speaking sounds just like what it is. It's just reading off of a paper. So you're just sitting up there and you're like, I'm an elementary ed major. I'm a sister of Phi Sigma. I have goals related to my education, blah, 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 on and on. Just reading from the manuscript. According to our lovely handbook, the Public Speaking Handbook by BB and BB, it said that public speaking teachers frown upon this because it can look cold. You're just reading off a paper. It doesn't have like really good eye contact. It doesn't have like good flow. But with every disadvantage, there's an advantage. So you can choose your words very carefully, which is good because you're reading off the paper, so you know exactly what you should say. There's also some tips you can use. So you just make sure to make eye contact when you're reading off the manuscript. Also, make sure you use a normal voice so it doesn't sound like you're reading and you're all monotoned, like, this is my paper, blah, 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 blah. Or, and make sure to use appropriate gestures, so, like, make sure you're using hand gestures, and if you're writing your manuscript, write it in short words so that you'll be able to read it easily without sitting there being like, oh, where did I lose my spot while I'm reading? So next up is memorize speaking. So memorize speaking, just like how manuscript speaking is, it sounds just like what it is. You're just sitting there and you just memorize your entire speech word for word. Like manuscript speaking, it's also frowned upon by public speaking teachers because, let's be honest, who's going to sit there and read a 2 to 4 minute speech? Like, no one has the memory capacity for that. It also can sound stiff and rehearsed, and let's be honest, no one can remember a speech that long. So most likely you're going to be sitting up there blanking and going to be like, what am I supposed to say? And it could be really awkward. So I would try to avoid it. The only times you're really going to need to memorize a speech is if you're like famous and you're getting a reward or you're introducing a speaker and stuff like that. Otherwise, it's really rare that you used a memorized speech. Next up is impromptu speaking. So I know this sounds kind of weird, but basically it's just like speaking on your feet. You're just up there and you have no time to prepare and you're just speaking. There's some good things about it because you have really great eye contact and you're speaking informally, so you don't have to worry about being stiff and formal and worrying about what you have to say. You're just speaking naturally and comfortably. Some bad things is like speaking, it can lack some logical organization because you're just speaking whatever comes out of your mind, and it lacks research because since you have been trying to prepare, you have no time to make any research about what you're talking about. Some things to consider when doing an impromptu speech so they'll go better is just consider your audience. It's also good to be brief and organize your thoughts, and also rely on personal experiences because I feel like it's easier to talk about things that you can relate to in your personal life than like facts. And just speak honestly. So now that you're thinking, what's next? We've had manuscript, we've had memorize, impromptu. Well, all we're missing is extemporaneous. And I know that sounds really long and I can barely pronounce it, but it's honestly one of the easiest speeches. It's the speeches we've been giving all along. So now when you're giving this type of speech, all you need is either a written or a memorized outline, like this. And you just rehearse your speech so that it doesn't sound too memorized and it's not an impromptu speech because you rehearsed it. And you just give it, and it's supposed to be like conversational. A really good example of a great speaker who is good at this type of speech is MLK. Everybody's heard of his I Have a Dream speech. He doesn't memorize his speech, he rehearses his speech really well, he has a good outline, he knows what he's speaking, he takes pauses. I feel like MLK is a really great example of a person you should look for when doing an extemporaneous speech. So that's everything for the chapter breakdown for 13.2, and the topic was methods of delivering a speech. We learned today manuscript, memory, impromptu, and extemporaneous speeches. Alright, that's everything. I hope you guys had a great time watching and have a great day.